Hello there, I'm the biblical translator, and I want to share with you what an ideal world would look like. The world that God had planned for us, the type of world God would have liked to have seen. And I've called it, it's not a perfect world, but sometimes I wish it was. I want to talk about something that feels almost impossible to imagine. Something that something that might even make us feel uncomfortable. A world where colour of your skin doesn't define how people see you, how they judge you, how they limit you, or how you limit yourself. Now, I know that might feel far away, and if you're like me, maybe it even feels unbelievable. Because we've lived in a world where assumptions stick, where opportunities aren't always equal, where bias can be subtle or even obvious. We've seen it, we've felt it, we know it's real. And maybe that's why it feels so strange to imagine a world where it isn't. But let's pause for a moment. What if we didn't pretend the struggle didn't exist? What if we acknowledged it fully? Skin tone still matters. People still make snap judgments. Stereotypes still linger. The systems around us, schools, workplaces, media, communities, they are imperfect and sometimes unfair. And yet, what if we could notice it? What if we could pause before assuming? What if we could learn every single day to let it matter less? Not magically, not perfectly, but bit by bit in our own choices. I think about the past and I think about scriptures that remind us. So God created man in his own image. Male and female, he created them. Genesis 1:27. We are all made in the image of the divine. That truth doesn't erase history. It doesn't erase injustice. But it calls us to see each other fully as humans, as reflections of something sacred, deserving of respect. It doesn't mean everything is solved. It doesn't mean the world is fair, but it means that in small ways we start to change it. We start to create moments where effort, talent, and integrity matter more than pigment, where fairness isn't an ideal, it's a habit. And another scripture comes to mind, do to others as you would have them do to you. That's Luke 6:31. Every conscious choice we make, every time we pause before assumption, every act of fairness, every moment we choose awareness, these are the ways we live this truth. These are the way skin colour gradually becomes incidental. Think about what that would feel like. Imagine walking into a room and being heard, not as a black person or a person of colour or someone different, but just as a human being. Imagine that each choice you make, each interaction you have, contributes to that reality, even in a small way. The world wouldn't suddenly be perfect. There would still be mistakes. There would still be assumptions. But each time someone catches themselves, each time someone decides to judge someone by what they do rather than what they look like, the world moves just a little closer. And that's why this vision is believable, because it doesn't ask us to ignore reality. It doesn't ask us to pretend history didn't happen or that bias doesn't exist. It asks us to be intentional, to notice, to act differently, to act incrementally. Even small choice adds up. Every small pause before assumption, every act of fairness, every moment of awareness, that's how skin colour gradually becomes incidental. And what do I mean by incidental? The idea is that the goal is for skin colour to matter less in judgments, opportunities, and social perception. So it gradually becomes incidental, meaning it's noticed but it's not used as a measure of a person's worth or ability. In other words, we're not saying skin colour disappears or shouldn't exist. We're saying it shouldn't determine how people are treated or valued. Incidental here means it's background information, not a deciding factor. That's how skin colour slowly stops determining how we see each other. That's how skin colour gradually stops defining opportunity or worth. And if we keep imagining it, if we keep talking about it, if we keep practicing it, the impossible starts to feel possible. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe not even fully in our lifetime, but it can start with us. And it can start to ripple outward. It can ripple outward in ways we might not even notice at first. So I ask you, think about your own moments, the time you've judged too quickly, the time you've assumed, the times you have let habit or fear guide you instead of choice. What if next time you paused? What if you acted differently? That's where the work begins. That's where progress begins. And how we create a world where skin tone matters less, where opportunities are fairer, and where each of us is seen first for who we are. It's not a perfect vision, it's not a world without struggle, but it's achievable, realistic, human, and slowly over time it can become a world where the incidental finally becomes the norm, grounded in awareness, guided in conscience, and connected to the truth that we are all reflections of something greater than ourselves. I hope you share my vision. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.